Penuel the Black Pen. I'm going to keep trying to raise this topic because I know how liberating it was for me mentally and physically in my real life. And I know how potentially liberating it can be for so many Black Africans as well. I've been dragged on social media, in particular Twitter, for my utterings on this topic, and it's okay. I understand that some of the truths that I drop are very uncomfortable for a lot of people because they've been living in this system and this matrix that has made them comfortable with comforting lies. One day we will overcome. One day things will get better. Just hold on. Karma will pay revenge and offer justice. I don't live in that world. I live in a very pragmatic, real, aggressively real world where I understand that almost everything that is negative is my fault. Almost everything positive is my doing. And if I want to change the reality of my life, I need to take it within my own hands to make that change. If you look at the definition of to conquer is to forcefully take over someone's property or over a people, normally using military force. That is the definition of to conquer. When you look at the definition of to steal, it is to take possession of someone else's property without permission and without a legal right and with no intention of returning that. This is English. These are English words. I did not create them. I did not create the definition for them. You can go and look up the definitions for yourself. South Africans were conquered. They were defeated, arguably by military force, because when you look at the forced removals by the apartheid government, they were sending out the army to force people out of their homes and into townships by military force. Again, this is why it is not stealing per se, because the law of the land at the time allowed it. Was it a moral law? Arguably not, but who decides? Who decides is whoever is in power at the time. And if you look at what's happening with the ANC government now, there are so many laws that inconvenience the masses of the people. There are so many laws that inconvenience the minority of the people. You hear a lot of white people complaining about reverse racism, Black economic empowerment, and affirmative action. It is the law of the land. It is done to fix the imbalances of the past, in particular brought on by the apartheid government and the British colonizers before them. But it is the law. It was the law to force Black people off their land using aggressive military legal means with no real intention to return it. Hence why I use the term conquer. But more importantly than the definitions is I use the word conquer because I need Black South Africans, I need Black Africans to understand that if you at any given time would like to take back what you believe was yours, and even if it was not yours before, even if it belonged to the Khoi and the San before you, if you would like to take control of a piece of land or a piece of property, there are two options: to conquer back, to conquer, or to steal. To steal is to take someone's possession without the permission or the legal ability to do so. That means when I come and take your land, the law of the land managed by the ANC Black government does not allow you to go and trespass on private property and take ownership of that land. The Constitution forbids it. It is illegal, it is a crime, it is stealing. However, if the same ANC Black government goes and says, we will enact a law to go and take the land, whether it is expropriation without compensation or whatever variation, you can go and take that land. And not only can you go and take it legally, we can give you, supply the military, the police, and any other support you need to push these people off the land and to take it. Whether it is land in South Africa, or whether it is land in Lesotho, Eswatini, Mozambique, Botswana, our government can go and do that. The Russian government under Vladimir Putin is doing that with Ukraine. They are saying legally, the Russian president has said we can go and take over that land and we will use military force. That is conquering versus stealing. And everyone who keeps saying, yeah, but you said we were conquered. The land wasn't stolen. Why do you say we must get the land back if you said we were conquered? I'm like, you have to at some point take a deep breath and be like, I don't know if this panel guy is stupid. Maybe he is. But let's assume he's not and let's interrogate what he is saying. Let us consider maybe the definitions, conquer versus steal. When he says take back, what does he actually mean? He means that at some point you settle there. You probably, maybe under King Shaka, conquered the tribes of the day using military force, using Shaga's law under the Zulu kingdom to dominate. And then someone came and dominated you. And I'm saying, if you want to get it back to that state, not the state of the Khoisan San, if the Khoisan San themselves feel like everyone else must fuck off, fuck the British colonizers, fuck the Afrikaners, fuck all these Gundi people, fuck the Swatis, fuck the Pedis and the Sutus and the Tswanas, they themselves can put together an army. They can create their own law of the Khoisan San, and they can conquer the people that are here. That is how it kind of works. The people in the taxi industry have conquered other transport systems on the roads to have the routes. Whatever military force, their violence, their association, they do it, and the law turns a blind eye, or they have agreed. Because you can also do this forcefully. It's like taking over land. You can do it forcefully, and the government of the day can say, look, they've already done it. We'll kind of ratify in retrospect and allow them to settle there. We will legally allow them, even though they broke the law at the time, we will legally allow them to not move. Once you understand this concept, especially as a black South African, it should free your mind to stop being a perpetual victim. To say I was defeated under a certain government, and for me to change, I will need to defeat back. Maybe using the government, if the ANC government or the EFF government says so. If they do not, you need to create your own government. Whether it is a traditional government of kings and chiefs, whether it is a religious government of your pastor or your bishop or whoever it may be, your shaman, or it could be any other law, a moral nature law. I believe in the law of nature. Therefore, if I'm a lion and I defeat you in a space, I will pee on that land and it is now mine. Whatever tools you can use to dominate and conquer, that is the conversation black Africans are meant to be having. But instead, they would rather argue with me and debate with me on why did you say conquer? Why did you say steal? Yeah, but you said, I'm like, you cannot live in perpetual victimhood forever unless you really enjoy it. If you enjoy being a victim, if you enjoy getting in the streets, singing and dancing, doing, protesting, if you enjoy holding your breath and praying, dear God, please allow the ANC to help us. Dear Father, Lord, please allow my grandmother to get her land back. If you live in that fictional, rubbish, inferior mind world, sure, let me not disturb you. By all means, carry on. Carry on doing the same stuff you've been doing for over 30 years and hoping for a different outcome, which some people define as insanity. I'm coming here to liberate your mind and to get your mind to get out of there. How do you get the land back? How do you dominate? You do that using various methods. Pen you all the black pen. Have a great day.